Hello, welcome to the American Backpacker. When you head into a wilderness area, there's one piece of gear that you should have with you at all times, and that is a military poncho. So today's video is going to be on the military poncho and its many uses, especially if you find yourself in a survival situation. So stand by while I take you outside and I show you the things you can do with the military poncho. So the first way to utilize a military poncho is use it for what it was designed for, and that's rain gear. So with the poncho here, it's easy to take on, or put on I should say, and it's easy to take off. And in cold weather environments, you can utilize a poncho to retain your body heat. And of course, you have the hood here that will help retain the body heat, especially from heat escaping from your head. So makes for kind of a dual purpose here, having a poncho for the wet weather along with cold weather climate. A military poncho will also accommodate your backpack. So in wet weather, you can go ahead and put it on, and it'll also protect your backpack. Another use for a military poncho is utilizing it for ground cover. So you can put it on the ground and you can put your gear on top of it. It'll protect your gear from wet ground. And if you want to keep your gear outside your tent in the evening, you can utilize it to cover your gear to protect it from the weather as well too. Now, this poncho can also be used to lay on. If you decide you want to go ahead and sleep out in the stars, you can go ahead and lay it down on the ground and lay on top of it. You can also fill the poncho with leaves, moss, or whatever you have in the field, and utilize it as a mattress if you're going to use it in the evening to sleep on. So multiple uses for it, especially when it comes to putting it on the ground. A military poncho can be used as a sling backpack in the field if something happens to your backpack while you're in a wilderness area. Cross configuration, it's comfortable. You can put your gear in there and you can take off and do what you need to. Also, a military poncho can be used to gather firewood, for example, and bring it back to your base camp. Just make sure that if you're putting sticks or items in the poncho, that it doesn't damage it before you get back to your base camp. So a military poncho can also be used to collect rainwater. So if it's raining, you can set up in a configuration like this. So when the rain hits it, it drains down into whatever reservoir you have over here. You can also utilize it to collect rainwater. Just raise this end up over here and it'll collect rainwater. The important thing about that is that make sure that if you have a poncho that it has a waterproof sealant on it, or it's a rubberized poncho, because if not, the water will eventually seep through the material, especially if it's a ripstop. The other thing too is to make sure that you have the head portion there tied off securely, so if you're going to collect water, it doesn't leak through that. So what I'm doing here is I'm showing you that a poncho can hold water depending on the poncho again. Now, a rubberized poncho or a poncho that has a waterproof sealant on it works the best. So I'm filling this, my poncho up here with water, and I'm going to show you that it'll hold it. And as you can see, my poncho is holding the water. So say you need to go to a water source and retrieve water and bring it back to your base camp. In essence, you can utilize your poncho, or you can utilize your poncho as I showed you earlier on retaining or getting rainwater, or having the rainwater drain into some sort of container here. And finally, you can utilize a military poncho as a shelter system. Here I have it set up utilizing my hiking poles. But there's many different configurations you can use. You can string a rope between two trees and drape it over. You can utilize it as a lean-to, put a hiking pole on each end and kind of drape it back as a lean-to. But again, your imagination is endless and you can utilize it in various ways. And I'm going to take you around this particular shelter system that I set up here in a second to show you how I set it up. One of the hiking poles in the center there, through the head portion of the poncho. Just make sure you have it secured off well there, or tied off, because when the water will go through there. I put a pole here in the front entryway here, and then I utilized some 550 cord on each of the corner grommets there. And I'm using these Night Is little kind of carabiners here, but you can just directly connect it to your grommet there with the 550 cord. And then there I have it tied off, and I just have it to my fence there, but you can tie it off to a tree. And then I utilized a taut line hitch here to keep tension on that rope. And I can sit in this particular tent, sit up with no problems, and it will protect me from the elements such as rain or snow, depending on how much snow you're going to have. And there you have it, folks, the many uses for a military poncho. In a survival situation, it may save your life. So have one with you on your next wilderness adventure. They're not that expensive. They run anywhere from $10 to $40, and you can get them online. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click like. Please share the video with family and friends. Check out my Facebook page and also my website, theamericanbackpacker.tv. This is Andy. Thank you for watching.